This next question is something that you have devoted quite a bit of time to. Like you've spoken earlier, you went to several civic groups, had a few town halls. Not sure about the response, but maybe people weren't really concerned until, they've got it in their hand. It's black and white. So now people are asking, what formula is used to calculate my assessment? I know you have this on a slideshow presentation, and this will also be available on our website in the later days to come at z103musicfund.com. But this question comes from someone. They say, I have a modest house surrounded by rundown mobile homes. I've done no major improvements, and my assessment went up almost $12,000. A close relative of mine had major improvements to their home, and their assessment went up less than $3,000, and they live in a much nicer neighborhood. How do you address that type of question?
This is an individual that what I would urge them to do, first of all, is, and I want to address this also, is, as I mentioned earlier, the assessing company would be the first ones to tell you that, yes, we do make mistakes. And what this individual does from the tone of the question, or anyone, not only this person, is that they feel as if their assessment may be inaccurate. What that individual needs to do is to go through the appeals process. That is the foremost. That is the most important thing that they need to do. Now, and I put this in a paper the other day, and I want to mention this, is that what is the best way to go about making an appeal? In my opinion, the best thing that anyone can end up doing is doing their homework. What I would first suggest anyone do is, if they look on the back of their reassessment sheet at the very last paragraph, it mentions a website called vamanet.com, V-A-M-A-N-E-T. This is something that 6 years wasn't available, and it is great. Anyone can go on that website, and not only when you get your reassessment notice, you just see the land went from this to this, your home went from this to this, and that's all you see. If you go on this website, you're going to be able to see the detailed information of how the assessors arrived at that number. You're going to see the amount, what they believe is the square footage of your home, what type of heating you have. Is it a brick outside or whatever? You're going to be able to look at that information and make a determination, hey, is this accurate? That's the first thing. You want to gather the information. Not only are you going to be able to do that, you're also going to be able to type in a street address, and you're going to be able to not only see your home on your street, you're also going to be able to see the value of anyone else's home to be able to make a comparison. The Code of Virginia states that the properties have to be at 100% of fair market value. As a result of that, one of the things that a lot of folks hear, and we've heard it in the national media, is that prices of property and homes have plummeted. They have in Nevada, they have in Southern California, they have in Phoenix, they have in some areas of Virginia, such as Fredericksburg. I would urge anyone to look at the numbers and go into the clerk's office if they want to look at what home sales are. It's all public record. Even better than that, probably, to say, well, were the assessors close? What's the trend going on? What is the trend? What's been the trend in Smith County? There is a great website, and I'm going to give that to you, Blake, that you can put on your website also. Folks don't know that the department, most folks don't realize that the Department of Taxation actually does a ratio study of home sales in every jurisdiction all across the state of Virginia, every year. And that is now on their website. And it is actually, all you have to do is type in Virginia Department of Taxation on Google, go to it, go to where it says publications, then hit more publications, and you'll be able to go down to where it says ratio reassessment studies. And you'll be able to see every jurisdiction, and it'll show you every year, and it'll even break it down to single-unit homes, multi-unit homes, farms under 100 acres, more than 100 acres. And if you look at those numbers, which I have here, Blake, is that in '04, because we have to remember we go all the way back to '04, according to the Department of Taxation in '04, single homes, let's just look at single homes, were in '04 selling for approximately 15% more than what they were assessed for. '05, roughly approximately 17. '06, 29%. '07, 30%. And this is where it's the trend. Those were the years that property increased in Smith County. Then in 2008, according to the Department of Taxation, it went from 30.76 to 30.99. Quite simply, that's when the real estate market started getting jittery, shaky, and it plateaued. What we've seen since 2008, I believe, is that we have had a slight decrease. The reassessment company, and this was something that I kept emphasizing, and they knew that the volatility of the market, they can only use home sales that are in Smith County. The other thing that we kept emphasizing was you have to use the most recent information. So they only used 2009 sales, because if they went too far back, it may end up giving a false number. It may actually reflect that there was more of an increase. And as a result of that, according to the Department of Taxation, single-family homes in the town was approximately 30.99, out of town 27.38. The reassessment numbers on homes came in at 15%. The greatest increase, however, by far, and everyone is seeing this, had to be farmland, which was running about 80%. And we sit in our office some days and are just amazed at some of the prices that are paid for raw farmland. It's amazing. But the numbers, anyone can go on this website and see what the Department of Taxation says that this trend line has been. And to a, no one, I think, wants to pay more taxes. I don't enjoy it. But I think that we're a lot better off here in Smith County in this fact. We're not like Phoenix, Arizona, like the couple I saw one night that had $350,000 into a home. And they had it on the market for $103 and no bites. Our values are holding. To me, it would be the worst crime would be for the citizens of Smith County, because 80 to 90% of the people of Smith County, their greatest asset is their home or their property. To watch it wither away on the vine in terms of value, we're not seeing that. Primary reasons, I think, we didn't have speculative building. We've had responsible appraisers by local appraisers, responsible loaning by local banks, and that has been somewhat of a cushion to the citizens of Smith County, and we haven't had that volatility.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is What's Up in Smith County. We are talking to Smith County Commissioner of Revenue, Mr. Jeff Richardson. It is WZVA Marion. I'm Blake Frazier. We'll be back in just a second.